Hey everyone.
Hi,
How is everyone tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm doing better. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm doing much better. Yeah, I am.
good.
So, yeah.
All right. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Um, I know we got quite a few people in chat here tonight. I am not in chat on my phone yet. I'll um, I'll get into it in a few minutes, but just to let you know, so I can't see any of you at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Um, Autumn, it's all you at the moment
All
until I'm
right.
in.
I don't know if anyone downloaded my video. I had to send everything over to Trish, and that's why she's doing what she's doing with my video.
Yes, I
Yeah.
chopped them up quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't believe that it happened again. So I am in timeout for 2 weeks. And if
yeah.
it happens again, they delete me altogether. So,
Well, if it happens again in a certain length of time, yeah, we're gonna make sure it doesn't.
yeah.
That's all. We'll
So,
play nice for a little bit, and then I'm going to jump on some things here on
yeah.
my channel. That's all right. A lot of people have more than one channel, and some people have 25 channels, from what I understand. Why? I mean, that's a little much, but okay, you know. So this makes it
I
good.
just didn't want to have to do things like that. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah. It is, but you got to do what you got to do, especially these days, because there's just no other way to do it. So, um, you know, we'll make it
Yeah.
work. We'll make it work. So, um, so you
The
were talking
video,
about,
huh?
go ahead.
Somebody was asking what video. The video that was taken down, I was talking about UBI, and it's going to be starting to take place in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And they took it down and said that it was medical misinformation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yay.
right. And yet, certain parts of it I just put up for you, and I didn't have an issue,
Yeah. So,
you know. I just chopped it up. That's all I did.
but uh, I don't know. I don't know why they're targeting me. I really
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
So,
Somebody's asking, what is UBI? You want to answer that?
universal basic income.
Yeah, Universal Basic Income. It's something that the government is basically setting up, but it's really, honestly, it's not the government you see, it's the government you don't see.
Yeah.
And the international bankers, the high ranking ones that help to run the Fed, meaning the Federal Reserve, not the federal government. Federal government is a joke. It's all owned by the Federal Reserve, a private entity. They're the ones that run it all of it. So with them doing their major money printing, it's no shock because they were able to buy off anyone they want to. Anyone. That's pretty scary. So right now they're pushing gold and silver down severely so people will sell it. Don't even think of selling it. because all you'd be doing is putting it back on the market for them to buy it cheaper, and you take a loss. Don't do it. It will go up soon enough. And with it, cryptos will go up too. I don't know how long the cryptos will stay up. People keep asking about that. People keep asking me to buy it for them. The answer is no. Sorry. It's just, I do it myself, yes, but I'm not going to buy it for you, because where are you going to hold it? It's a digital asset, right? I can't hold it in my digital wallet. You'd have to have it in your own. It's not something I do. I just do it on my own. So gold and silver, keep stacking silver if you can, especially silver. Not as much the gold, definitely the silver. One, because the gold is too expensive for most people anyway. Two, because the silver will rise first and fast. And what's the estimate? People keep asking, when's it going to start to go up? Probably 4 months. That's my belief, and I think I've said that almost from the beginning, is that this winter there's going to be some major changes, and by spring, huge changes. The idea of buying food, it's going to be difficult in the spring. Somebody sent me a video, and I can't access it right now, unfortunately, but somebody sent me a video about, hang on a minute, it was about Lebanon. And forgive me, I don't remember which one of you sent it to me, but I watched it today, and it was all about the prices on the food. Pineapple, 60,000 lira. And what is that for us? $7,000 US. Yeah. Per pound. And one pineapple is not a pound.
No, they're heavy.
Yeah. 3 pounds, maybe a little more. Green apples. I was watching something on there. It was green apples, and I think they were either the 60 or closer to an 80,000 lira. I looked at that and went, what? What? Again, per pound. So you probably don't get much more than 2 to a pound. You're probably paying £1.50 for 2 green apples. You know, the Granny Smiths, those are the kind Nikki really loves. Well, again, anywhere between 7,000 and 9,000 US dollars for 2. 2. What? So they were walking around the grocery store and they were showing stuff. Just a small pack of tissues, you know, one of those little ones that you would stick maybe in your purse or your back pocket or your glove box, one of those little tiny things.
Yeah.
25,000 lira. And if that's correct, in the translation of 60,000 lira being around 7,000 US dollars, what? That means one of those little packs of tissues is well over $2,000 US? Seriously? So I've heard a lot about Venezuela and Lebanon and needing a wheelbarrow to move the money from one location to another to be able to go grocery shopping. Yeah. And we're talking about groceries for the day, not for the week. It's certainly not for the month. And that's why in all the discussions we've had about this stuff, I'm horrified at what has happened. So I'm trying to shake and wake some people, especially the ones I know and I'm really close to, but I'm tired of shaking and waking. And I'm sure you guys are too. But we have to keep at it. We have to keep at it. We can't stop, because even if they find out late, they still have a chance to get something. $7,000 US for 2 green apples. Wow. So there is, and I'll pop it up here tonight, later, the link for that video. But I was absolutely horrified when they're walking around from, just in a very small grocery store, more like a mini mart kind of place. And they're going from building to building, but in that building, I was just flabbergasted. So I made sure what they were saying was right. I went back and I went onto Google and I was trying to find out what 60,000 lira is, and I was stunned to find out it was 7,000 some odd dollars. We are so not ready for anything like that. We're so not ready. And the time span between when it was reasonable for them to now, 3 years. None of us can pack enough away in 3 years.
No.
Because that was their then price. Of course, it went up along the way. You wouldn't be able to do it. So the idea that some people say this won't come here, it won't happen here. Really? Okay. I don't know what makes you think that. Think it if you want to, but if I have to wake up anybody in here, there's a problem. It's not just about the shortages, and it's not just about the supply chain. It's not just about the lack of workers or any of that, although that plays into it hugely, or the shipping costs. I mean, add all of that to it. What it really comes down to is the debasing or devaluing of the dollar. And that's where we're going, straight down. So there was the same lady in the same store, was just trying to get one, she's pointing out what one small bag of dry cat food is. You won't believe it. I forget how many lira it was, but the translation in American terms, $17,000 for a small, $17,000 US for a small packet of, probably, it was probably 3 pounds. No ways near 5, probably 3 pounds. Even if it was 5, so what? 17,000 US dollars. And she was very clearly pointing out in that video that that's a whole month's wages for them there. Well, actually, if you make 17,000 US dollars, that's pretty good there, right? Not really. Can't even buy a bag of cat food. At that point, they'll be eating the cats. Really? It's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. And this is what that group of people, the whole New World Order group of people, are doing. To try to make other nations better, we've got to devalue the US currency. And why? Why do we have to do that? You've heard numerous times that this is the greatest wealth transfer ever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they mean yours and mine and all of ours. That's what they mean. So whatever you have on hand, that's going to be it come spring. And I'm not trying to make people panic at all, because I'm in the same boat with you. But my point in saying it is, don't stop. Don't stop stacking. Just don't. I'm exhausted from doing it. And believe me, I want to take a break. But not when I see things like that. And I absolutely know that that's correct. And I was absolutely horrified. So in that particular video, it wasn't that there wasn't food to eat, although, believe me, the shelves were very picked over and mostly bare. But it's not that there wasn't food, it's that people couldn't afford to buy it. So, supply chain or not, drought problems, wildfires, all the weather-related issues, none of that matters if you can't afford to buy it anyway. And they're doing this intentionally. I'm absolutely horrified that a group of human beings that are experienced, knowledgeable, would do something like that. But they are. And the more money they print, the more they give away to our own people and to others, just making it worse. But I actually see their money printing now as a lifeline to people, because this is going to hit you whether they give you this money or not. So these multi-trillions that they keep passing over and over and over again, and we get another one coming. As they keep doing this, all I'm thinking to myself is, well, I hope they do something good with it, the people. I hope they do something good with it, because this is the last chance you're going to have. I don't know how many of these packages they're going to put forth. There might be more. I mean, they seem to want to keep spending. But just the idea that they will spend their great-grandchildren's future, although they probably have enough for them. The idea that they would do it intentionally, knowing they're knowing what they truly are doing to the rest of not just the United States, but the world. Egypt, Lebanon, Cyprus, Venezuela. How many others? Turkey. It's been one after another. It's not that far from coming this way. People seem to think it can't come across the pond. Well, I hope it doesn't. But I can guarantee you it will. I didn't intend to start this out as doom and gloom. Stack silver. Just get it. Most people can't afford the gold, so get the silver. It will skyrocket. That said, people are asking, well, what are you going to do with it later? Stack it in smaller amounts. Get pre-65 dimes. Anything you can. Why? You're going to need them for trading. The larger ones, the dollars, the Morgans, all that stuff, yeah, that's going to hold some money for you and some value.
That's what I buy, are Morgans and half dollars.
Right. Some
Every
dimes,
paycheck.
some dimes won't hurt you.
Okay.
Because when and if you need to buy something, that's what you're going to be doing it with. Because nobody is going to take that paper mess, otherwise known as our money. It's not real currency. Not with this group that we have. And honestly, it has never really been currency. Gold is currency. So there's a real bad feel in the air. And it's why I can't stop canning. I'm canning right now. I actually have to go and check on my canner in a little bit here. So keep doing what you're doing with regard to stocking, stacking, preparing, preserving, any way you can. Any way you can. There's no wrong way at this stage. There really isn't. Don't try for fancy. Try for abundance. We're tripping over it here. I don't care that we're tripping over it. I'll organize it later. Do you have something you want to address with regard to the video that you did the other day?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that it was taken down. Like I said, I was talking about UBI going into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and they were targeting a certain ethnic group. Um, uh, they were targeting the African American female, and they were going to be starting to give $500 a month for the next 2 years. And they said that it's because that area, specific area of Pittsburgh, was hit the hardest by the pandemic. So, whammo, that's when I got stamped with medical misinformation. Um, but I also touched on something else that Trish, she's more knowledgeable in, but I will start to talk about it just a little bit because she has to go check her canner and stuff like that in a few minutes. But it's about the cyber pandemic and the 40 days of darkness, which is also referred to in the Bible. But this was put out by Klaus Schwab, and I know all of you know who he is, okay? And this was actually sent to me by, he's in here, Cyan, and I'm going to read it to you so you can know exactly what I was talking about in my video that was taken down, because I know that none of you guys wanted to miss my video. So I'm going to reiterate what was in my video so you guys don't actually miss anything. Okay. Now this is exactly how it was said. Okay. And then you guys, if you want to discuss this even more, we can. Okay. It says, promised dark winter. You know how everyone keeps talking about this dark winter that's coming, right? And it's just everyone keeps talking about everybody. So many people are waiting for the rapture these days. And I actually know quite a few people who are rapture ready when it comes to prepping. I don't know if any of you know anybody who's rapture ready, but I know quite a few people who are getting rapture ready. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think there is any prophecy left to be fulfilled before the rapture. The year 2020 made us one step closer to rapture. Things proceeded at an alarming rate this year because of Rona. It changed our lives, and we can never go back to our previous lifestyles. And I think that's why, I know that's why I do, but I think that's why other people do as well. We do this new thing now called prepping for normalcy because we have this new normal. So why not start prepping for this new normal, right? So Klaus Schwab, he's head of the World Economic Forum, in his latest interview mentioned a cyber pandemic, and we've been seeing how many cyber attacks. Okay, so it's a cyber pandemic in which he said Rona will feel like a breeze, and if we get hit by a digital virus, and told us to prepare in advance. Okay, so the Rona is now being looked at as like a breeze. Oh, it was nothing. It's nothing compared to what's actually coming. So prepare for this now. So he mentioned his Great Reset, and how many times have we talked about the Great Reset? We've been talking about the Great Reset for almost a year now, Trish and I. One of our very first lives was about the Great Reset. We actually did 10 episodes about the Great Reset, if you remember. So, and this Great Reset will bring about a merger of our physical, digital, and biological identities. This is not possible unless we give up our current identities, i.e., it can only happen if give up on human beings and being human and take their DNA, changing mRNA arm candy. So let's try to decode his cyber pandemic. We all know for a fact that to make massive changes to society, big chaos is required. Hence, last year with all of the riots and the looting and then the arson and things like that, right? Out of all that chaos has been more motive all along. So the major question is where do things stand now, right? How far away are we from rapture, and where do we go from here? Well, there's major goals with NWO, okay? And I'm not the only one to say it. Cyan's not the only one to say it. Trisha's not the only one to say it. You guys have actually said this, I don't know how many times, in the comment section. One world government, one world currency, one world army, one world religion. But there's more to that, okay? So, cyber pandemic, as the word suggests, a computer virus that can easily turn down the power grids. We've talked about that as well, bringing all the digital operations to a halt. Most of the transactions are digital anyways these days. So we're talking about a financial catastrophe, a health nightmare that could almost lead us into early man days. But why do they want this cyber pandemic? They cannot control the flow of information. But the main reason is to wipe out all the currencies, including cryptocurrency. The crypto market is growing exponentially, and to wipe it all out and bring their one world currency, they need to do something massive. Also, to achieve their one world government agenda, they want a merger of political, religious, and social spheres of our society, which is not possible unless they bring the economy down. And the Bible mentions something similar to this. After being baptized, John the Baptist, Jesus was tempted by the devil for 40 days and nights in the desert. And Jesus, having refused each temptation, Satan then departed, and Jesus returned to Galilee to begin his ministry. During this entire time of the spiritual battle, Jesus was fasting. We are being led to the time where we will be tempted by Satan and we will be tested, whether we belong to this world or his heavenly kingdom. It is not difficult to see what's happening. I think 40 days represents the time where everybody will be tempted to take the upcoming arm candy. And if they refuse, they will not be allowed back into society. The cyber pandemic will bring life to a complete standstill. And then governments all over the world will present us with the same solution, i.e., take the arm candy and become part of the beast system or else. How long until this cyber pandemic? I don't think we are too far off, maybe a few months, because the crypto market is rising, and also their main motive is to administer the arm candy to the global population one way or another. So when the arm candy becomes available in every country and they can easily pull off this stunt, I truly believe people who will get past these 40 days will be raptured. So we are heading into very dark days ahead, but also our blessed hope is approaching quickly. Yes, Marcy, exactly.
Yep.
So that's what was in the video, along with talking about UBI.
Right.
And Whammo. I got to take it off.
And it's hard to know, the real reason with that video. There's so many facets to it as to whether or not they did it based on the word arm candy or if they did it based on something else.
Right.
So we just don't know. So we're playing Russian roulette with pretty much everything we do, but that's okay. I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
I just get a little more creative. Klaus Schwab, an interesting fella.
Mhm.
I know more than I want to know about that guy and his people. That recent video I did a little while ago where there's a boardroom near the end of the video, and it shows different parts of the boardroom. And I think there's maybe 3 different versions of it: smaller group, medium-sized group, and a larger group. He's in one of those groups, and all of his people are there too. I touched on a few of them in that video. I did full pictures of them, but I did not do his yet, because his would take an entire episode. I'm sure to do it, but not yet. Because I think if I get blocked, that's what I'll get blocked for. So I'll wait until the end and get everybody else on first. The idea that that group of people can set out to help nations and destroy nations just boggles my mind. I understand helping them. I don't understand why you have to destroy nations in order to do it. This is not new. People are under the misconception that this is a new thing. But it's been happening for thousands of years. It's the same BS, but a different group of people in the group of people that are doing it. If the truth offends you, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to change what I do. I'm not here to make people like me, and some don't. That's okay. I don't care. I really don't. I do care that you guys are okay. And the only way I know to help you is to make sure that you're spiritually awake, physically awake,
Angel.
and that you take every action that you can now to prepare for what's coming. This isn't going to be a rocky road. This is going to be a road where it's on fire. And you're just going to be really, really fortunate to get through it without getting scorched. So stock up whatever food you can. Make it so that you don't need them, because I can guarantee you a lot of people are going to be taking FEMA up on the offer of shelter and food. You're not going to have a choice. They really won't. And that's where things change. They change a lot. Because you will end up with that little thing. And does that change much? There are different opinions on that. Some say it's the mark. I don't. But some say it is. I think it leads to it. I think if you do what they say, you'll do what they say. And that means that too. The reason why I don't think it is, and people have asked me, why don't I think it is because the Bible is very clear that you will not be tricked into taking the mark. Very clear. And I think a lot of people were tricked into this because they did it so fast. They rolled it out so quick and they said, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. It's definitely on the horizon. It's about conditioning, it's about getting you to do what they want you to do. It's about being obedient. This is one very dangerous, dangerous road. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not here to tell you anything. I'm here to just bring up a conversation. If I could tell you anything, it's don't take the mark. So once you do, that's it. It's all over. What do you think, Autumn?
I don't know anymore. I really don't. I was just reading the comments and, you know, some people are saying, oh, it's the rapture is fake. It's not real. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell?
Well, there are some people that think that, and they're, entitled to their opinion. That's fine. Um, I sure hope you wake up. But whatever you want to believe, it's your choice.
Wow.
Dark days are definitely coming.
Yeah.
So,
With the dark winter and everything,
yeah,
that's going to be something. That's going to be something. I do have to say that that's going to be something.
I agree. Yeah. And where I had said previously in videos that are on your channel that the dollar falling, my estimation is around a quarter for the end of the year.
Yeah.
Again, thinking winter, and by spring, picking up whatever shattered pieces there are.
Yeah.
Of that US dollar bill. And the fact that the petrodollar ended on our end of it. Of course, it's with Russia, Saudi Arabia now. So add all of that into the mix and all of the issues that we have. And there is no one that can say that there isn't a supply chain issue. There's no one that can say that at this stage. But even in Lebanon, whatever there was, people couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
So let's say the supply chain issues get solved. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Still not going to be able to afford it. And it's frustrating, you know. It's like I could be real professional and say it to you and just, you know, rip the bandage right off and just tell you it like it is, but I'm even struggling with it.
I know, but I think sometimes people need to hear it that way, because to keep beating around the bush or sugarcoating anything, then it makes it seem like they've got time.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when you don't have time and you're sitting there, or, me and you are just sitting here having general conversation, and, the chat is going and things like that. It's like we're sitting around the fire and we're having coffee and stuff like that. And people are going, and then you have like say a straggler come in here, or somebody new, and they don't really know what's really going on, and they hear you saying just blah 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 blah, or whatever the case may be that we're talking about. You have to be sometimes so blunt and just straightforward with a lot of things, and if you're not, they think, I've got time, it's okay, the world's not coming to an end. Nobody said the world is coming to an end. What we're saying is, bam, you have to light that fire underneath somebody's ass in order to get them to realize what the hell's really going on.
Right. Yeah, and I'm all for ripping the bandage off and just telling you it like it is, but like I said, I'm even struggling with it. I'm struggling with oh my God.
Really? I know that.
I'm trying to process it myself, and it's like,
I know that.
if it's hard for me to process it with all my years of dealing with stuff,
I get it.
Yeah. So I can't imagine how everybody else is really truly dealing with it easily enough.
Well, sometimes in order for yourself to process it, every therapist and psychiatrist will tell you, don't keep it bottled up inside.
Yeah.
You got to talk through it, because otherwise, just rip it off, scream it. Who cares? Everybody will process things differently. Some people, it'll, register right away, and some other people will just sit there shocked and their hair will start to fall out and they'll get hemorrhoids. Everybody's different.
True.
We all have fatigue. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't been able to go through a day without having my canner going. Really. Yeah. I mean, that's how intense this has been for me. And coming from being someone who didn't really do that before, this time last year, I wasn't canning yet. I think I started, oh boy, I started the basic prepping in, I don't know, late summer last year.
Yeah.
I didn't start canning until what, February or March of this year.
Something like that. Yeah.
And considering how far, I've come, I'm thrilled. But just the idea that you have to act that fast because of what's coming. And for those that haven't yet, you got about 4 months. So if you want me to rip the bandage off, you got about 4 months. So for some of us, we'll be going, oh, well, that's good news because we didn't think we had 4 months. But the rest of you, it's not easy to do it in 4 months if you haven't started.
Yeah. But it's also, it sucks that, because I hate putting times on
I know.
things.
I know. And I agree. I'm just feeling that whole dark winter thing, end of the year for the dollar to really start tanking.
Mhm.
And I think it'll happen much faster than any of us are comfortable with. Right now, it just kind of flounders around a little bit, up here, down here, a penny here, half a penny there. Doesn't do much of anything. But when all those dollars, trillions of dollars that are in other nations, when they flood back here, because they don't need them anymore, and they won't need them because they only hold them to buy oil. When they don't need them anymore, and other nations start seeing them do it, my concern is that it's not going to be a slow cascade. It's going to be a drop. I hope to God I'm wrong. I really do. But I can't ignore the feeling that I have, the gut feeling that I have. And I have enough experience with currency internationally to know the reactions when something like this happens. Dark winter. Some people have said that in relation to the grid going down. Well, that's possible. I don't know.
Yeah. I
I don't
I
know.
keep hearing about that too.
I think
I
it
I
has,
don't know.
I think there's more depth to it than just that, you know?
And but it's, I also, yes, Stephanie, Joe, I got your email. Um yeah. Plus, with the 20-year anniversary coming up, there's so much going on. And with everything going on, with who's coming over here to this country, okay? A lot of people, even politicians, are saying that another incident, shall I say, is almost imminent. And last night Trish and I were talking, and we were both pretty much almost in tears because of what, the 20th anniversary. And we were talking about the impact that it had on both of us. And I was watching a little bit of news coverage today and things like that. And I don't know how anybody feels about Lindsey Graham. Okay. I don't care. But he was the one that said that another incident, I'm just going to use that word for right now, is almost imminent because of what's going on and who's coming over here, or who's being brought over here, shall I say. So, and I hate to even focus on anything like that, but it's right in front of us, right in front of our faces.
Yeah.
And I hate to even think about it or talk about it, but when it's right in front of your face,
Yeah.
it's only days away. Yes, April. I try not to believe in the scare tactics, but they can't vet them all.
Yeah. I think if they were going to do something, it wouldn't necessarily be on that day anyway. I think
Right.
mainly, more people are going to be observant and, head on a swivel kind of thing. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't. Some say that, what happened over with our troops recently was this year's 20th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. And
So a
I
lot
know,
of,
Mookie, I know they've been here all along, but because they're coming over here, because we're flying them here.
yeah, yeah, by the thousands. Yeah. So yeah, I'm all mixed about the whole thing, and having family in it 20 years ago makes it mixed for me. But I think no matter what, we all remember where we were that day, don't we? So, we have to face that day like any other day, but still prep like you never did before. Keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing and don't stop. Knowing that actually started from, as I've said before, a big white house, and this whole nonsense that went on a week and a half, 2 weeks ago also started from a big white house. Um, the history of that big white house, man, it's just amazing what good they can do, but what they actually do is something entirely different. I don't understand yet, even at my age, why they can't use our tax dollars for good. I think all of us would feel much, much better about paying it if we knew it went to something better. It's just my opinion.
Donna S., you got a load of them in Bowling Green, Kentucky, huh? I have family that lives in Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I know, Norma. I know.
So Autumn, what are you prepping this week? What are you doing for preps?
Well, I bought two new sheet sets for my bed, two new more blankets for my bed. Um, I wow, I bought 20 pounds of rice, 10 pounds of pasta. Um, oh my God. Uh, I bought an insane amount of canned meats, like already canned meats, pouches, the pouches of tuna and chicken and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, what else? A lot of condiments, like the big containers of mayonnaise, the big containers of ketchup, the big, all the big containers of stuff. Um, I bought stuff so we can, in case of a grid down situation, um, wood, charcoal, lighter fluid, matches, lighters, um, stuff so we can cook outside if there's ever a grid down situation. Um, we bought enough for to last us all winter. So that's what I've done this month so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
My main concentration still has been meats. Whatever meat I can. It's been predominantly chicken, but chicken, hamburger, pork, anything that I can put in a jar and put on a shelf. Um, that's been my big thing. I have other things
Mm.
coming up next week that are probably going to deter me from actually canning or buying meat for a week, but it's necessary too. So um,
Stop.
it's good to know you're doing stuff other than food, because there's a
Oh
place for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I went online to Target. They had because they're starting to bring in like all their winter stuff, like their flannel stuff. So
Yeah.
what I did was their like other sheets are now on clearance. So I bought clearanced out, sheets and blankets and stuff like that. So I got some really good deals. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Yeah.
So you guys in chat, what are you guys doing for prepping this month? What's your I know we don't want to talk about it too much, but I'm just, throw some ideas out of, you know, what what are some good ideas for people to be prepping with for September? Um, everybody has different ideas, you know.
Oh, Val, she got coins. That's awesome, Val.
Nice,
Yeah. Nice.
very good.
Oh, TN Prepper. They're canning meat from the freezer. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah, do it. Absolutely.
I got to start. It's a tedious job. Ow, angel face, will you quit?
My big freezer is loaded with fruit. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it. Um, for a grid down scenario. Otherwise, I would keep it and use it as needed, but I'm trying to figure out really how to deal with it. It's blueberries, strawberries, pineapple, um, and some bananas. Um, just trying to figure out the best way to deal with them. I don't want to make them into jams and jellies.
No.
You know,
No.
that's fine.
Dehydrate them. That's what I do.
Yeah, and I may. Um, my only concern is how long they last as far as putting them away.
Put them in Mylar bags, oxygen absorber packs.
Yeah, but things like the blueberries, unless you're cutting them in half and whatnot, there's still some moisture in there. It's not like they're freeze dried, you know? So they say if there's any moisture at all, you're actually creating an issue if you're
Right.
putting, you know, those. So I haven't really wanted to do that part yet, unless I know that they're, um, what do they say? I mean, you can put them in a jar without the oxygen absorber,
Yeah.
um, and utilize them for, I don't know how long, maybe 6 months to 2 years. I have no idea how long really. Um, so that's what I'm going to be dealing with in the upcoming weeks and up to a month, because if I don't and the grid does go down or we have an outage here,
Yeah.
um, I've got a freezer full of fruit that's not going to make it.
Mm.
Tara asking me if I got Bruce's email. If you mean the one about the winter gear, yes, I did. If you mean anything else, no, I didn't. Debbie asking about home canned meats. How long do they last on a shelf? Ball will tell you 18 months, but that's the legal answer. The real answer is if canned properly and kept under the ideal conditions, 5 years. And that's kind of a guess. Some people go a little under, some people go a little over, but I don't know that I'd push it beyond 5 years.
Oh, and I also bought protein shake stuff too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's for Andrew. I got that stuff for Andrew because he'll be coming home soon. So
It's all good to have.
yeah, I got to start prepping for him now.
Yeah, but at least he'll be able to help you in a lot of ways, and he'll be wanting to
Yeah.
do stuff anyway,
Yeah.
you know.
That's for yeah. When I told him yesterday that when my channel got another strike, he's just like, "That's it." He got pissed because he watched him and his roommates watch all my videos.
Oh, boy. Hi, Andrew. Um, so yeah, TN Prepper is saying don't forget spices, salt, pepper, sugar,
Yeah.
all good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can do a lot with that stuff, an
Oh
awful
yeah.
lot, and it makes
And
really
you know
good
what
butter
I do?
too.
And you know what I do? Trish, you saw those the big what are they, the half gallon mason jars that Ball makes?
Yeah,
That's what I put all my sugars in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did a combination of things. I did some regular quart ball jars just to have on a bookshelf here and use when I want them. But
Yeah.
with regard to the rest of my sugar, I did them in vacuum sealed bags, not with oxygen absorbers, just enough vacuuming out the air that's in it,
Yeah.
uh, so it doesn't turn to a brick,
Right.
And I did that in, manageable, probably 2 pound size bags. And I just kept doing one after another. And I probably get about 50 plus pounds put up of that. I don't use much sugar. But I'm also thinking if down the road we know what's coming. So let's just say it as it is with what's coming. Um, you may not necessarily be buying some of the things you buy now. You're going to need sugar to make stuff with. Mhm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not one that does any baking, really. I think I've probably baked 3 things in my life. It's not something I've ever had to do. I love to cook, and I love to do the fancy cooking kind of stuff, the um, just shy of Martha Stewart, just shy of that. Um, but I've never really done any baking. I think, at best, cookies, brownies. I've never had to bake, ever. I don't think I've ever baked bread. I'm just starting to watch videos now on bread making and stuff like that. So that'll be interesting. But it's another avenue for me to focus on at some point and learn. And I'm all for learning. Um, Cadwin mentioning that you've used 50 pounds of sugar just for canning this year. Wow. I haven't done any of that at all. I've done meats, more meats. I haven't done
Are
anything
you
for,
doing jellies or something?
there's gotta be,
I bet she's
oh,
doing jellies and
probably jelly
jams.
and peaches and all that stuff, probably, right? All the preserving of fruit.
I have a
Um,
pasta maker.
yeah,
Marcy said she bought a pasta maker, but I have a pasta maker.
nice.
But I do a lot of my pasta by hand.
Yeah,
Except for my spaghetti. I gotta crank it out with the spaghetti.
yeah. Marmalade. Ooh, marmalade. That's a good one.
I
Not,
love orange marmalade. That's my favorite.
is it? It's not
Yeah.
something I would normally purchase. Um, but the idea of making it sounds nice. It's a lot of work, I'm sure, but
And ever since the newsletter, I want to thank Awakening Warrior. I went out and bought like 30 pounds of quinoa.
oh yeah, okay. I have some. I have not bought much of that. That's probably an area that I may consider, but honestly, I want to try it first. I think maybe I've had it once.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I may have had it once, and I think it was years ago. Um, so I got to figure out what to do with it first.
Yeah.
You know, um, I know that I've heard some people use it instead of rice. Like as a side
Yes.
dish.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's just not something I've done yet.
Who canned hummus? I love hummus. You canned hummus? Really? I make hummus all the time. Chickpeas. Garlic
I
hummus.
I
That
can't say
and red pepper hummus. Huh?
yeah, I can't say that. I've never had it.
Hummus? Did you ever
No.
eat chickpeas?
I'm not a big fan.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it's
have
so
a lot
good.
of it here, but I'm not the biggest fan.
Oh,
And I only have it because I got a lot of, cans of chickpeas for free. But no,
oh, it's so good.
is it?
So good. Yes.
Mm,
Especially
all
if
right,
it's flavored. Oh my God.
all right.
It's addicting.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Nikki's in here. Oh yeah, red pepper hummus. I know she
Yes,
likes that.
it's my favorite. That
Yeah,
and the garlic. Oh my God.
no, I haven't tried it yet. If you guys have any thing you want in next month's newsletter, like Awakening Warrior did, something different, let us know. We're always trying to, find something to add to it. But send us an email. Don't just do it in the chat because we might not catch it.
Yeah, we're going to need your tips and tricks. We've already got our veteran for October, but we're going to need our pet for October, and we're going to need tips and tricks for October. Okay. And Stephanie Joe Roundtree, she's working on her bonus section because she's an herbalist. So, but if you have a recipe that you would like to share with everybody, please send that in. Okay.
Just to let you guys know while we're on the topic, on the newsletter, there are 3 of you, literally 3 of you, that sent in checks, but you never told me what your email address is on the check or in a note. So I have no way to correspond what these are. And I can't really tell you on here, right? So what I will tell you is if you sent in a check and you haven't gotten the newsletter, send me an email, please, and say, hey, my name is on my check. This is my name, so that I know. And anybody else that's signing up for the newsletter, please, if you're going to send in a check or any other form of payment, I get why you're doing what you're doing, and you don't necessarily want to write it on the check because of banking purposes and whatnot. That's fine. But put it on a piece of paper when you put it in the envelope, so we know. So there are 3 currently that I cannot account for with an email address, because either your email address does not match your name or come close to it. But if I start to type in the name that's on the check or even your last name, I got nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
if any of you are missing it, please tell me. I have hit everybody that I know of, other than those 3 checks. So anybody else? If you're interested in the newsletter, it's $5 a month. That's it. Really easy. There's a lot of good things in there, and there's always some updated news as well. And I'll probably be adding a few things for anybody new next month. We'll add a few things from the previous month, like the country road video. I want to make sure everybody gets that. You really want it. Listen to it all the way through. I won't be putting it on for the other people. I'll just do it as an added to, for the new people that are on. So
Yes, Marcy. Money order's fine, hon.
yeah, yes, but please put your email address in with it. If you're going to do it by PayPal or Cash App or anything like that, there's always a little notation section as you're filling it out. Put it there. That way, at least we know.
Caribbean House, you can still receive September's newsletter, honey. It's okay. If you wanted to send the money out, it's fine. We're still going to be sending out September's newsletters, even if you're,
Right.
if you can't send out a payment until next week, you'll still receive September's newsletter. Okay. It's fine. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. Some people have asked me that they wanted to start in October, but they wanted to know if they could also get September's. And I had said, you want both? And they said, yeah, they're willing to pay for both months at the same time. And I said, yeah, sure. That's fine. Just indicate that so I know. Send me an email. TAASSOCIATES1020@yahoo.com. And sorry, I don't think I put it in the description box below. I was very rushed when I was making the description for tonight's live. So if I didn't, it's TAAssociates1020@yahoo.com. Susan mentioning country road video. Wow. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right. It's an eye opener. It, at a certain point, it's extremely taxing and kind of boring. But once you're really hearing what they're saying and that this has been planned for 20 years, just like everything else, all of it, it's all been planned for 20 years. People don't want to believe that. They think a new administration comes in and they can change the course. But the truth is, it doesn't matter what administration it is or what head it is. They're all puppets. They're all working
Mm-hmm.
for someone else. You may
Mm-hmm.
think you are electing them or selecting them, but the truth is they were chosen long before they ever hit the stage to come into your living room on the TV. They were selected. yes, Trump was selected too. I think he was well elected also, but he was definitely selected. And saying that, don't think that I don't like the guy. I do, in a way. A hell of a lot better than the one we got now. But they're all puppets. Every damn one of them. If you guys want, you're asking about the country road video, sign up for the newsletter. It's on there. That's the only place I'm putting it. So send me an email, sign up for the newsletter.
Damn it.
Would you lose something?
No, I'm trying to send something to lead by example. There you go. It's in the comments.
So one currency, when you were talking about one world, one religion, one currency,
Yeah.
one currency. Any of you guys know what that currency is?
IMF. Is that the IMF that you're talking about?
Yeah, that would be it. Otherwise known as the Federal Reserve dollar. Yes. And that's why I was introducing you guys to the IMF people a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about timing. There's a lot more people in the IMF. Those are just a few. I'll be getting to doing more of that coming up. I'm going to have fun with that. I'm going to save, well, I won't say the best one, more like the beast one. I mean, yeah, for last. I won't say who it is. I'll leave that out. But that's the one I'll get knocked off for, if I get knocked off at all.
Yeah.
So we'll give you everybody else, and then I'll give you that one at the end. So there'll all be videos on my channel, and similar to what I'm doing now. Keeps it under the radar enough. So it'll be interesting to see what people's reactions are. I want to hear from you guys too. Let me know what you think and where you think it's all going. I think we know where it's all going, but you know, I like to hear your comments anyway. Yeah, that's true. One ring to rule them all. You got that right. You got that right.
Like when you bow down and kiss the ring. You know, you've seen that in movies, kiss the
I
ring.
incorporated that into my video. Yes. Yep. And Lackey, where does Nasara come in? It does. I think it comes in when the people are desperate enough and they're crying enough. And that's a sad state to be in. But it will come to play. I don't know when, because I'm waiting on it too. I have Nasara projects in right now. And I'm not the first in line, but I'm far enough up the line that I should be hearing on mine relatively soon. We just don't know what the holdup is. So what is that going to do for people? I think it's going to help a lot, but I don't know that it's going to help the average American. I think it's going to help people that are desperate for food. and I don't want to see people get desperate.
Not travel longer than 1 day.
I think most things like food pantries will get a tremendous boost and help.
I would like to see that happen around here.
Yeah.
I've told you what our food pantries are like around here. It's a
Right.
disgrace.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, those don't sound like food pantries to me because ours are entirely different.
Disgrace. Literally.
Right. You mentioned mostly expired and or really bad to begin with.
Food I wouldn't even give my dogs.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way, guys. The last time I went, they gave me chicken feet in a jar.
Wow.
Pig feet I've gotten.
Wow.
I literally looked at, I was like, what the hell is that? No thanks. Hi.
And yet ours are entirely different. Ours is not, expiration. Ours is not expiration types food or bad in any way. You get the occasional thing that, doesn't last, but for the most part, it's exceptionally good. And, most of the stuff I use now, it's because we get excess. We get so much that it's hard for it to be passed out. I mean, cars aren't lining up. What are you going to do? We try to make sure that it's not wasted. But from what I understand, Nasara will be mostly in the beginning, helping people with regard to food. But that's what you're mostly going to need. Hello, Penelope. It wouldn't be ABG without an animal making an appearance.
Made you God bless you.
Anyway, what do you guys have for topics coming up? We're looking at doing Friday Night Live. Is there anything you guys want? We do have a few things that we're going to be, going over on Friday night. But if there's something you guys are interested in, throw it in the comment section below, and I'll look later. If not now, but I'll definitely look later tonight.
Okay. One more thing, Trish.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a shout out to a subscriber. She lives in the UK, and her name is Amanda, and she's an artist. And she sent me some of her artwork. And to say that these are beautifully handcrafted is an understatement.
Yeah.
It is the most amazing, gorgeous art I've ever seen. And it's all done by hand, by colored pencil.
Wow.
Thank you, honey. She sets up at art expeditions. And when I saw the price tag, I said, you've got to be kidding. Over there, it goes for £2.50. So here will be $3.54, I believe. This one is called Venetian Mask 1. Can you see it? Or is it too much of a glare?
A bit of a glare.
Yeah, it's because of the light.
Yeah, you're close there. You got to move it over though. Yeah, well.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have her email address. Okay. I'm sure she would love to send you some of her artwork, I mean, to help her out, if you would like to buy some of her art. She doesn't even know I'm doing this. So, this one is called Tutti Frutti. Look at the colors. Is that not gorgeous?
Wow. And those are like what, 6 by 6 or something like that?
Yeah, 6 by 6, 8 by 8, something like that. Yeah. And this one is called Marine Luminance.
Oh wow.
Is that not gorgeous?
Wow. Wow. A lot of detail in that.
Exactly. And all done by colored pencil.
Wow.
When she sent me this, I was like, oh my, wow, these are gorgeous.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
yeah. I mean, she's so talented. So
Wow.
talented. So I'm
I
going to
wonder
be putting these in frames for myself and hanging them on the walls here. So
wonder how long it takes her to do something like that.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Do you know if she has a PayPal account?
Yes, she does. She told me she did. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll find out more. Because yeah, I would love for her to be able to, I will market for her so she can sell her artwork. I don't care. I mean, she's so talented. So talented. Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always great when we can support somebody that no
Yeah.
matter, I mean, those are relatively inexpensive, but to be able
Yeah.
to help somebody within our own community, certainly, and we're all family here, we're all
Yeah.
part of the community. So if any of you guys know of anybody that's talented like that, in whatever way, let us know.
Yeah.
We're
Or
always
or
looking.
if anybody here has a business, okay, if you're self-employed, and you want us to advertise for you, we don't expect anything in return. You know, whatever it is, okay? If you want us to do a commercial for you or whatever, just send us a link to your website. We'll put it in the description box below. And, just say, we'll use the code ABG like we do for everybody, okay? And they can get a couple dollars off or whatever the case may be. It's a coupon, okay? Because I'm sure there's local people in your area that you don't know about that watch this channel, okay? So yeah, we'll do whatever we can to help each other out in this community. That's what it's all about. So
It's good to help promote people that are, you know, trying to make sure that they can keep going too. That's awesome. All right. So if you guys have anything that you want for Friday night for us to touch on, let us know. Um, I don't know if you have anything more for tonight. If there's something you want to touch base on or
no.
no. All right. Probably gonna call it a night then, guys. For a Wednesday, an hour and a half. And we'll see you on Friday night. Oh, that's right. She has coffee mugs now. I forgot about that.
Yeah, in my merch store. And I don't even know if because I have a strike, if they're going to take my merch store down. Well, not down, but I won't be allowed to advertise through, how you'll see them
Yeah.
underneath my videos, but I still have my link. So you'll still be able to get stuff through my link, but
Yeah.
that's probably it. They're really
Okay.
screwing with me big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, this is my mug. Hmm.
so Autumn did 3 other videos for this week, and yet she can't put them up. So they're done, but I'll be doing them. So stay tuned, and you'll see more of Autumn here on Trish's channel. All right. So you guys have a great night. We'll see you Friday here, since Autumn is temporarily in YouTube jail. All right. Have a good night. We'll
Good
talk to you
night,
later.
guys. I love you.
Good night.
Bye.